From 2016 to 2019, the Marvel Cinematic Universe genuinely felt untouchable. I mean, it seemed like they were putting out banger after banger after banger with the releases of Black Panther, Civil War, Thor Ragnarok, and arguably the best film in the entire franchise, Avengers Infinity War. And then a little movie called The Avengers Endgame happened, and the conversation surrounding Marvel really hasn't been the same ever since. Anytime a new Marvel movie or TV series is announced, all you hear is the MCU is dead. Who asked for this? And my favorite, the MCU hasn't been the same since Endgame. I mean, heck, you can even see it with Marvel's last two releases, Captain America Brave New World and Daredevil Born Again. And the big question is why? Why has the Marvel Cinematic Universe been such a roller coaster of thoughts and opinions over the last 5 years? Well, in order to figure this out, we need to go back to 2019, not to Avengers Endgame, but to the launch of the streaming service Disney+. And what does every new streaming service need to draw a new audience in? That's right, they need new content. And this is exactly what Disney's new CEO, Bob Chapek, knew. He knew that Disney Plus needed new content. So he ordered Marvel Studios to start pumping out as much content as possible. Because in 2019, Marvel Studios was the hottest thing going right now. I mean, everybody loved it. Now here's where the problem started though. First, after the Avengers Endgame, Marvel was in kind of a soft reboot phase. So new stories, new characters had to start getting introduced, and honestly, you'll never know how audiences will take to those characters. Second, and not a lot of people know this, but Marvel Studios never worked on TV shows. I mean, sure, there were Marvel shows, but they weren't connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe at all. TV and movies were kept away, they were separate. Heck, the only shows that even mention the MCU is season 1 of Daredevil and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. up until season 2, and then after that, they just started doing their own thing. So when Marvel Studios started working on these series, it felt more of a theatrical movie chopped up into 6 mini episodes instead of a captivating show. And 3, I'm gonna be honest, I know Marvel knew it wanted to end up in King Dynasty, but I don't think they had a solid plan of how they were gonna get there. The same way that they kinda operated in the Infinity Saga. Actually, if you didn't know, the Infinity Saga was a happy accident. Arguably the most successful accident of all time. So in a span of about 4 years, Marvel Studios was tasked with about 8 series and 5 movies, which is already insane. And then COVID hit, putting restrictions on what you could and couldn't do, and which was once one huge group moving in one direction, splintered off into several groups going in different directions. And with Marvel already spread too thin, this is why phases 4 and 5 felt so disconnected and so disjointed, and audiences could tell. Now I'm saying all of this not to defend Marvel Studios for all of their decisions for the past 6 years, because they definitely deserve criticism. But I am explaining this to give context of why things felt different after the Infinity Saga wrapped up. However, here's where I have to start pushing back a little bit on the narrative and come to Marvel's defense, because even with all of that going on, they still gave us really good content. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Shang-Chi, the Loki series, Werewolf by Night, Spider-Man No Way Home. When the whole world shut down from COVID, it had all of us watching WandaVision, seeing what's gonna happen next. And even Wakanda Forever did a pretty solid job, because they had to overhaul the entire movie when Chadwick Boseman unfortunately passed away. So this whole notion or conversation that the MCU is dead or it died 6 years ago after Endgame is completely ridiculous to me. So last year, the MCU was back with Deadpool and Wolverine, but you might not have liked Captain America Brave New World that much, and now it's dead again? And about Avengers Endgame, look, Endgame tied together 11 years of storytelling along with 20 plus movies interweaving to bring us that culmination of a movie. However, if you poll 100 of Marvel fans, I'm pretty sure you'll only get maybe 2 of them that puts Avengers Endgame as the best movie in the entire MCU. So the notion that the whole MCU died with that movie is just false. The simple fact is, for whatever reason, it's popular now to take shots at the MCU, even if people have never even seen the project, i.e. see Captain America Brave New World. It's so weird to hear people say that it's gonna flop because nobody asked for it. Meanwhile, the truth is, if Marvel Studios only made movies or shows that people asked for, we wouldn't have the Marvel Cinematic Universe we have today. Everyone loves Iron Man now, but nobody was asking for an Iron Man movie in 2008. And I'm pretty positive most of Marvel's fan base didn't know anything about Guardians of the Galaxy before 2014. The hard truth that nobody wants to wrap their head around is that the Marvel Cinematic Universe started in 2008 when I was 15 years old. I'm in my 30s now with a beard. It's okay to outgrow something. But for a lot of people to be a contrarian to the MCU, calling it the MCU, calling it too woke, that gets up their engagement. That gets them clicks more than anything else in entertainment today. Marvel Studios is one of, if not the biggest studio in the world, so I'm pretty sure they're doing something right. Lastly, I'm just gonna say this for me, as someone who grew up reading different comics about different characters and stuff, I don't wanna constantly see the same characters on the screen. So I don't mind a Moon Knight or She-Hulk or Miss Marvel. Now, is everything gonna be for me? No. And everything obviously isn't gonna work. But guess what? It's always okay to revamp the character and reintroduce them on down the line. I mean, Thor didn't work for me until Thor Ragnarok. Heck, Thor didn't work for Chris Hemsworth until Thor Ragnarok. But that's my explanation of why the MCU seems like it's such a roller coaster now for thoughts and opinions. I would love to hear what you guys think down below. Are you guys excited for the future or have you moved on? Either way, let us know and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Subscribe for more headlines throughout the week, games, and 60-second reviews.